Good afternoon, gentlemen. My name is Singh, and I am the venture investor for Michael Jordan, who played for the Chicago Bulls. I'm here in Chicago and interested to know a little bit about what you're working on.
Hi, I'm Mark Russell. I'm the CEO of CatalystXL. And the pandemic has changed the game.
Mm-hmm.
Hardly anyone has made it through the pandemic with their work life unchanged.
Mm-hmm.
This shift to remote and hybrid work has led to the collapse of the work-home boundary. Companies are being forced to place a stronger emphasis on redesigning the workplace and, more importantly, the virtual workplace. Our communications and content sharing platform provides companies the ability to deliver real-time, efficient, and effective communications and content to their workforce. CatalystXL developed Cardware. It's a no-code B2B2C digital experience platform that helps businesses quickly deploy applications that drive their business and improve engagement with their target audiences on any connected device. The world needs better digital tools, not more digital tools.
Interesting. Thank you very much, Mark. And where do you need help, Mark? Or what are you looking for? What's your ask?
So on Tuesday, our ask is we're having a $1 million raise.
Okay, got it. Understood. All right, let's piggyback now. Usually when we have the session with the other groups, we'll have we have a lot of the inputs, and so we might get people from LinkedIn and all the other social media giving feedback. So please do that. But let's dig into this pitch, if I may, right? And part of this is how we kind of go about it, and our goal is to level up on every single component around what you do, okay? So obviously the first thing is just kind of finish off with a strong ask. I think that's important, right? Let's get that that piece and where the money is actually going, right? The other thing I wanted to do is I kind of wanted to get into a little bit of the nitty-gritty. You did use the word, I heard the word, and correct me if I'm wrong, the word hardware. Did I hear that right? Hardware?
Cardware is the name of our platform, Cardware.
Cardware. Okay, good. I just wanted to, because
but you're right. I have to be careful when I say that so that it doesn't sound
over
like
Zoom. I apologize, but I heard the word hardware. Dugan, I don't know if you caught that as well, but like you know the product itself, but I'm unbiased. You know what I mean? So what happened is that
that's a really good point. You should really hit the and Cardware, because we are nowhere near any hardware. I've worked for tech hardware companies.
You have to speak. You have to speak like a Frenchman when you do your pitch. You have to say Cardware. You have to, or you might not even use the terminology, just because, you know what I mean. If you're going really quick, you know. But what happened is you were going on this path, and then I heard hardware, and then I went in a different direction altogether. Do you get what I'm saying?
Sure.
So we just have to like. And you know what, like, you don't necessarily need to bring out the actual name of the product itself if you don't need to, because you know you have the CatalystXL, right? You have like the overarching company, and that's usually okay. My next question for you, because I want to come back to the pitch, right? Because you talked about communication and sharing platform, correct?
Yes.
Is that right? You know, that was kind of the essence of what you're doing. And the idea is that, you know, because you talked about, I think there was a strong opening, obviously, with a very strong opening with the fact that COVID has changed the way the workplace environment is there, right? And what I kind of wanted to know in terms of the story arc was, we all know COVID has been bad, okay? That's a given, okay, right? You know, the question is that now with the new work home environment, how much more information are people getting, and how much less effective are they in getting and using that information and driving insights? I just wanted to dumb it down, because that was where my brain was, Mark. Does that
That's a
make sense?
really good
Yeah.
point.
Dugan, please I got it, because we got to get to this. Our original pitch is we talk about a person trying to find information on their laptop and they don't know where to go. They look in their email, they get 120 of those a day. They have repositories, storage repositories. They have 10,000 documents in there. They have SaaS platforms have grown from 8 to 80 in just 2 years on the average company. So it's very difficult for people remotely to find communications and content that they need. And that was our original opener.
Sure. Because the way I see your platform, this concept of effectiveness, because at the end of the day, it always comes down to productivity. Productivity goes towards it's a productivity and then bottom line, right? That's why people are interested. That's why people are doing these things, right? So my view around it is, you know, when we think about a platform like this concept of information asymmetry, and maybe that's too complex of a word for some people, but the idea that when you're working, what's happened now is that in the working world now, because of COVID, because of the digital work environment evolving, people's workflows have now changed. Okay. And what's happening is a lot of us people have tried to look back at their previous way of looking at things. One would be, you know, reaching over to the guy next door and say, hey, can you tell me where this link is? Right. And that's not happening anymore. That's not happening anymore. And so what happens is in this new digital hybrid work experience, there's more information coming, but that's actually hindering productivity because people are spending more time trying to find stuff rather than doing the work that they're trying to do. And so for me, CatalystXL is the intelligent platform that starts off with kind of the goals and the outcomes related to the individual and helps derive and create smart workflows, right, in order for the person to actually be more productive. Because what's been happening is that people have come into this hybrid work environment and have become less productive. What you're trying to do is actually make them more productive, leveraging your platform. And more importantly, that helps with the bottom line. It also helps with job satisfaction. It also, you know, lifetime value of the employee and all these other components.
Right. And we have a slide where this is a $900 billion problem for companies in the United States.
This is a huge, that's without saying, right? You know what I mean? Everyone is on Microsoft. We know that. But Mark, is what I'm saying, does that resonate with you?
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
Because that's kind of the process, because it's kind of like you need to, your technology needs, in order for you to optimize, right? You need to, you have to know what the person is, who that person is, their level of understanding around technology and all these other components, and what their goals are. And your system needs to continually build the processes to build that machine learning component to help level that person up, right? And that's where I think the CatalystXL engine is going to do. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah,
and
100%.
If you do this right, Mark, how much better are you going to, if you do this right, how much more productivity are we improving? Like, give me some levers, right? Tell me about how much better their productivity will improve, and how much better job satisfaction will they have, and what kind of bottom line could we anticipate if we do these two things right for every organization that's powered by your platform?
So one of our clients anecdotally said that we're removing 98% of their inefficiency through our workflow, and they're losing sales reps left and right because of the inefficient workflow that was currently in place that we've replaced.
Yeah.
And McKinsey and others have a report out that say most people waste 1.8 to 1.0 hours per day just looking for content and communications. So that's, if that's every day, it adds up, quite quickly.
Sure.
Yeah, NFP also said their margins are going to significantly improve just because of the more efficient workflows. They're going to be able to require less back office resource people.
So let's just assume that your product isn't perfect yet, but if you can save, if they're spending 20% of their time and now they're only spending 10%, then there's obviously huge elements of improvement, right? And it will improve, employee satisfaction, right?
Yes.
And obviously that will have, could generate a lot of improvements around the overall outcome. And Mark, like, and part of this, so my question to you is about the secret sauce as well. How do you actually do it? Because I felt like that was missing from it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I need to know enough that can be obviously made publicly available. You don't have to go into kind of the exact data component, but like, obviously other people are looking at this problem. And how is CatalystXL doing this better than everyone else? What have you discovered? Why are you and Dugan, why are you guys the best people on the planet to make this work? What have you discovered? Well, tell me about a little bit about the secret sauce.
Go for it, Dugan. You're good at this.
Yeah, so we've spent 4 years building this foundational technology. So we have a library of functionality that's mostly no code, some of it's low code, where we can quickly build and configure a solution. I want to be careful about saying like bespoke or custom because it's really a configured solution. But what we found is every business is a little bit different and they do things a little bit differently. And we're flexible enough where we can quickly build a solution to solve their digital pain points and achieve their digital goals. And what I would guess, and I think I'm being conservative here, is in 1/5 the time and for 1/5 the cost of building a solution using competitive platforms or from scratch.
Got it. And tell me about the traction. What kind of traction does CatalystXL have right now? You already have some customers. Tell us a little bit about that.
So we have 21 paying customers that range from small business to global enterprises such as Gold's Gym, companies like NFP, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Cool.
So we have revenue.
You're driving that. Got it. Got it.
Yeah, we're currently at 225K in revenue. Since we launched version 3 of the platform in August 2021, we tripled revenue. And given current pipeline and subscription agreements that are in process, we think we're likely to double revenue again in Q4.
Got it.
And if I could take just a few seconds, just because I think it'll be helpful to you.
Yeah.
What we've built is a content management system.
Sure.
It's all drag and drop like Wix, Squarespace,
Sure.
Except we've done that for mobile first. So we deploy a mobile app that can be a progressive web app or a native app that's custom branded to our clients, and they can self-manage it on the back end. And it comes with a whole several suites of functionality like communications and e-commerce and things like that. So it's sort of, and then it has all these analytics that come with it. And, it's a really do-it-yourself environment. You can self-manage your environment with our digital experience platform.
Got it. Got it. Got it.
Yeah, the other concept I also want to put onto your brain is a lot of our clients, we come in and they're trying to solve these problems by stitching together and integrating multiple point solutions, and it's too complicated. It creates too much overhead to maintain and manage. And where we win the day is we come in and we can typically replace 2 or more, sometimes even up to 5 of those just with Cardware. And I had a woman cry on the phone the other day because we simplified her business by just implementing Cardware. Now she can communicate using Cardware, push content using Cardware, manage users using Cardware. And so it's the all-in-one platform concept is winning the day, particularly in the SMB market.
Got it. Got it. Got it. All right, gents. Would you like me to pitch this back to you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, one thing, Mark, because if you're doing your pitch, whenever you do your pitch over Zoom, you know, you kind of want to fixate your eye on the screen. Do you get what I'm saying? You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
keep that in mind. One of the tricks that I do is I put a smiley face right on my camera,
Oh,
and it
nice.
just kind of reminds me, so I'm not like looking down, or you know what I mean, these small things, you know what I mean, you have to in our digital world. But let me see if we can do that. What we'll do is I'll be pitching, just call it the CatalystXL platform, right? I'll kind of not talk about Cardware itself, just to kind of remove ourselves from that. You know, you're
Yep.
looking for $1 million. You've had 21 paying customers. You've got your product market fit. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to weave in the conversation that we have, so it becomes kind of like a stupid proof, right? Anyone that will kind of really understand where we're going with this. What I'll do is I'll do it in a minute, but I might probably take around 10-15 seconds extra, just to give you guys some more sound bites, if that's okay. Right? Because I know it's recorded and I want you guys, I know you guys have a pitch coming up, so you know, I can do it in 60 seconds, but I wanted to just make sure there's a couple of more sound bites for you to think about. And we hope this happens, right? So Mark or Dugan, you guys, one of you can introduce yourselves. You can be Warren Buffett, you can be, you know, anyone you want to be right now. And I will be your interim co-founder for the next 1 minute, and let's see where it goes. All right.
Great. Yeah, I'm the CEO of Adobe. Today's a very big day for us. We purchased Figma for $20 billion.
Okay.
I am Shantanu Narayan, and we're looking for the next big acquisition.
Interesting. Well, thank you very much, Mark, for making the time. And it's a delight to chat to you. And we know that, you know, part of what Adobe does is they're masters in workflow management, and they've done that really, really well. My name is Singh. I'm part of the CatalystXL team. As you might know, during COVID, work changed drastically, right? The idea of hybrid work, working digitally, was something that almost everyone had to adopt. And we had a lot of increases in usage of online tools like Microsoft Teams and Slack. But what we didn't anticipate is the lack of information asymmetry, and how much, so everyone went online. But what ended up happening was people were wasting 20% of their days trying to find information and doing non-productive work. So CatalystXL, our platform, we created a very simple low-code platform that allows you to map out your digital workflow and enable you to get 50% of that time back. And anyone can build this out. And our goal for this is to improve their efficiencies, improve productivity, improve employee satisfaction, and ultimately people's bottom lines. We're looking for $1 million to take our platform for the next level. We've spent the last 4 years building this beautiful low-code app, and we feel that it's going to be that next generation of automation tools. Just like you build websites with low code, we're going to be building workflows with no code, and we want to be the company to make that happen. And would love to see if Adobe can think about doing a paid pilot with us, right? We're looking for $1 million, and hope that you can come on board and be part of our growing number of paid customers. Thank you for your time. Okay.
Great.
That's my pitch, Mark. That's my
Love
pitch.
it.
Okay. Right.
Okay.
Right. Does that make sense, Mark? Do you see how I kind of structured it a bit about efficiencies, the timing, the no code, right? Dugan, you brought this in, right? So the idea, I know you guys wanted to bring that in, but bring it in as kind of the evolution, right? You know, people are,
the next generation is key. That we're the next generation.
Yes. So that's kind of how I would package the elements, Mark. I mean, I enjoyed your pitch, but these are the things that I would probably want to weave in, just to kind of make sure that we have all the bases covered. Your reason for being is just that, right? And then the question, and you leave enough. We don't go into too much details on how you do it, because that's when you meet them for a coffee. I'd love to show you how we do this over a coffee, and then you kind of move to the next stage, right? So I was very purposeful in not doing that. But this idea of 20% of everyone's time, and if you're reducing that by half, think about the impact that that's going to make, right? And that's kind of where, from a big picture perspective, there's a reason for you to be relevant to Adobe, right? You know, and I tried to, you know, you threw that Adobe thing on me like last second, so I had to quickly try to weave that in, okay? But Adobe, what does Adobe actually do really well? They are a workflow management system. When you're doing video production or Photoshop or Adobe Rush or any of their other tools, it's a workflow management system, right? Their acquisition of Figma is actually just that. It's the initial process of wireframing where you want to go, right? Okay. And so part of that process, making their workflows more intelligent, is actually a really powerful thing. And that's kind of what I tried to do with, you know, Mark, you threw it at me and I only had 1 second to think about that, but I had to try to make it relevant to what you just said, right? Does that make sense?
Right?
When you're talking to the person, it's like, holy cow, how much time do people complain? And if Adobe can improve their workflow timelines by, you know, if their management teams and everything are leveraging this, how much money can they save on it? You know,
Right.
that's kind of the way I would look at it, right? And try to make it more local. So that's my view, gentlemen.
All right, that's great.
Hopefully you found some value, and feel free to copy any soundbite, anything I said, but also review this and think about the questions that I asked, okay? Because that's kind of exactly, you know, an investor, right? And I'm trying to bridge it both. There's the pure play VC investors as well as the commercial, the Adobes of the world that are thinking about this. Let's try to make sure we connect the dots, and best of luck with your elevator pitch and your pitch session that's happening, I think, next week, right?
Yeah, next week.
Excellent.
Thanks so much, Ash. That was extremely helpful. Really
my pleasure. My pleasure. We look forward to the next couple of sessions in the Hyper Accelerator, and we look forward to being part of your success, gentlemen. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.
All right, take care.
All right. Thanks, Ash.